Hello, I'm Gordon from Camera Labs, and this is the Canon PowerShot G1X Mark III, a high-end compact camera with an APS-C sensor and 3x zoom. In this video I'll show you a bunch of clips I filmed with the G1X Mark III to demonstrate the movie quality and options available. Everything you see here is 1080p footage straight out of the camera. The G1X Mark III can film 1080p video up to 60p, although sadly there's no 4K available. The maximum recording time in 1080p is 10 minutes at 50 or 60p, or around 25 minutes between 24 and 30p, and in my test the battery was good for around 72 minutes worth of footage. The lens has a 3x optical range and a built-in 3-stop neutral density filter that makes it easy to deploy movie-friendly shutter speeds in daylight. The zoom range is equivalent to 24 to 72mm, and you can see the full optical range of the lens along with the ND filter and the optical stabilization all in action on this handheld clip. The camera shares the same 24MP APS-C sensor as models like the EOS 80D and EOS M5, and that means it inherits dual pixel CMOS AF for confident refocusing. I film my mate Ben here cycling towards me with the lens zoomed to 72mm f5.6, and it does a fair job at keeping him in focus, especially as he circles round at the end. Dual pixel CMOS AF works a treat when used with the touchscreen to pull focus between subjects. I'm at 72mm f5.6 again here, but with the sensitivity increased to 3200 ISO, and I'm tapping the screen to pull focus between near and far. See how confidently the camera's AF system stops and starts with little or no visible hunting. Here's another example of focus pulling in low light, again at 72mm f5.6, that's the maximum aperture at this focal length. This also demonstrates the possibility for a shallow depth of field. Now you're not going to get much blurring with this lens even at close range, but to be fair, it's similar to typical kit zooms on DSLR or mirrorless cameras. The G1X Mark III also does a good job at tracking human faces and Christmas jumpers walking towards you, here again at the maximum focal length and aperture. Again, see how well the autofocus system adjusts to me leaving and then re-entering the frame. The AF system is also great for casual footage, like this handheld clip I filmed in Brighton's GAK guitar shop. Here I had the lens zoomed wide to 24mm with its maximum aperture of f2.8, and you can see the camera refocusing without a sweat. I filmed this in the fully manual exposure mode at 800 ISO, although auto ISO is also available in manual, and if you prefer, there's full automatic too. The maximum frame rate of 60p limits the possibility of slowing footage down after the event to just 2.5 times on a 24p timeline. For these waves crashing onto Brighton Beach, I filmed at 50p and interpreted them to 25p in Premiere for a 2x slowdown. The G1X Mark III is one of the only premium compacts with a weatherproof body, and I certainly appreciated it during the storm here where there was sea spray everywhere. The G1X Mark III also survived a direct splash of seawater during my tests, although I did wipe it off straight away. If you prefer to speed things up, there's a variety of options available. For this rather tasty homemade pizza, I shot 1 frame per second and had the camera generate a time-lapse movie. The Star preset also offers a neat trail mode. This took about 20 minutes to capture. You can also apply a miniature effect, albeit only up to 720p, but for many people the G1X Mark III will be a potential vlogging camera, so I took to the streets of Brighton to try it out. Hello, I'm Gordon from Camera Labs, and this is a quick vlogging test with the Canon PowerShot G1X Mark III, Canon's first compact camera with an APS-C size sensor. Now this camera could prove popular for vloggers for a variety of reasons. First of all, there's that nice big sensor. Secondly, that sensor has dual pixel CMOS AF, which means the camera can confidently refocus on subjects even if they're moving. And I have face detection enabled here, so hopefully it's identified me and it's keeping me nice and sharp while blurring the background a little. Speaking of those optics, I have the lens zoomed out to its widest 24mm. So if you think my face looks too big, well, this is the smallest it's going to be because I'm holding the camera at arm's length. I am, however, using dynamic image stabilization, which is the smoothest and most effective stabilization mode on the camera. It's designed for walking. I'm holding the camera just with one hand here, so if it's keeping it smooth, it's doing a fairly good job. I'm also filming at 1080 50p. Now that's the best quality mode on this camera. Unfortunately there's no 4K, so if you're a really progressive blogger who wants the best quality, this camera's not for you, unfortunately. But perhaps the biggest failing for vloggers is that there is no external microphone input. So the quality of the sound is pretty much dependent on what the camera itself can pick up with its internal microphones, and that's what I'm using now. Almost got run over by that van, but I think it worked out in the end. So If you can live with built-in microphones and 1080p is your best quality mode, this could be the vlogging camera for you. The quality is certainly very good at 1080p, stabilization works pretty well, and of course, as I said earlier, the refocusing is a real highlight with dual pixel CMOS AF. After all, this is the same sensor you get in the Canon EOS 80D, one of their most popular DSLRs. Do note, however, that you can pretty much match the features of this camera in one of Canon's mirrorless models, so do check those out. And I've been comparing them very closely in my full review at cameralabs.com, so check it out. I'm going to get off the road now before I get run over. See you later. Bye-bye. Thanks again for watching, and as I said, you can find my full reviews at cameralabs.com. If you enjoy my videos here, please like, subscribe, and tell me what you think. See you next time. Bye.